Your take on this, especially since we haven't had a president formally visit the Fed in almost 2 decades, and the last time that happened, it wasn't for political reasons.
No, it was back in 2006 when George W. Bush was there for the swearing in of Ben Bernanke. Before that, it was Gerald Ford for a similar reason. And before that, it was FDR opening up the central bank or this particular, or one of its buildings in 1937. So this is a very different reason for the president to visit the Federal Reserve and meet with the Fed chair. Obviously, there are many out there who think this is simply political. This is something that the president is doing to distract from other things going on in Washington. For example, the Epstein case. For example, and as a cudgel, there he is, the president now walking through with a hard hat on, looking at the new building. I believe he was going to be with Mr. Pulte from the FHFA.
And take that shot right now as he enters the Fed building. Oh, okay. All right. And I'm cutting you off, but we don't have audio.
And there he is with Jay Powell there on his. Yeah, there's Jay Powell on the right there explaining to the president why they're at where they're at. It's something like a $700 or $600 million overage compared to some of the prior estimates that were out there. And there's the president and the Fed chair standing in hard hats together.
They didn't exist.
One of the more.
It sounds like we do have audio now, Steve. Let's listen in.
There's no question about it. And Tim has been with me for a long time, and you're in charge of the committee.
Indeed. One of the reasons why we wanted to see it was the overruns of the expenses, wanted to figure out why.
Yeah. So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no,
the
but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So
not new.
So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't. We expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not under too much danger. So, any questions?
Mr. President, does the issue give you any?
As a real estate developer, what would you do with a project manager who would be over budget?
Generally speaking, what would I do? I'd fire him.
Do you think this issue, Mr. President, gives you cause to do that?
Well, I'm here just really with the chairman. He's showing us around, showing us the work. And so I don't want to get that. I don't want to be personal. I just would like to see it get finished. And in many ways, it's too bad it started. But it did start. And it's been under construction for a long time. It's going to be a real long time because it looks like it's got a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
So.
President, are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that, what can I tell you? The country is doing really well. I just briefed the chairman on the deal we made with Japan. Japan is putting up $550 billion in order to lower their tariffs a little bit. That way they have a little bit lower tariff. And they also opened their country to free trade, which nobody thought was even a possibility. And we get a zero tariff in the free trade. We don't pay tariffs, and they're going to pay 15% on everything they send into our country. So it's great. But they put up, as you could call it, seed money. Let's call it seed money. You could call it anything you want, but it's a total of $550 billion. So nobody thought any of that was possible, and it's wonderful. And we're doing pretty well with the European Union, likewise. And we have some others. They're all really big, and our country's going to make a lot of money. We would be helped if interest rates would come down, but we're going to see how the board rules on that soon. I'd love to see them come down a lot. But we have a country that's thriving. We had a dead country 1 year ago. Today we have the hottest country anywhere in the world, and we'll get this one finished.
Mr. President, you
Thank
said
you.
that Jerome Powell announced
Okay, it appears that the president is continuing his tour with the Fed chair. Steve Leisman, want to bring you back in here. We had a bit of a dramatic moment there as the president and Senator Tim Scott, I believe, said that the cost of the Fed renovation had gone up to 3.1, maybe 3.2 billion. I believe it was around 2.5, and the Fed chair looked at the sheet of paper, looking concerned that the president handed him. He had been shaking his head no as the president had been saying that, and the Fed chair said, well, you added another building in here. Construction on that actually began 5 years ago. Not sure if you know which building they were talking about there or what that adds to the significance of this visit, but what was your take, Steve?
So I saw those same numbers earlier, and I did a double take on it, and I believe the chair is correct that what they did is they were adding in the cost of renovating the building across the street where the Fed moved in order to be able to renovate the buildings that it occupied, or one of the buildings that it occupied. It also took on a third building, apparently at the urging of the General Services Administration, as part of the renovation. So I think the chair was right about that it was including another building that I believe has already been completed. I'm not sure why it appears in the running costs of the Fed. Maybe Eamon Javers has some details on that. I know he was trying to suss that out earlier, that it looked like 3.1, but that was inclusive of a third building. I just think that, the moment is extraordinary where the reporter asked, what would it take for you to back off? And he said, lower interest rates. So there's that connection, John, straight, directly, unalloyed, unchanged in terms of saying, well, why am I doing this? I want the chair to lower rates, and then I might back off. It's the implication of that. It is really bizarre or extraordinary, I guess, for a president to be visiting a building, a government building in renovation that has a cost overrun, which I have watched this building under construction for many years and thought, well, there's just another government project that takes forever. I would hope if the president has interest, he could also visit the George Washington Bridge, which has been under construction for, it looks like, a decade now.